So my name is Miles Aiello, and my position here at Cerritos College is Student Body President for ASCC, which is the official, the Associated Students of Cerritos College. So when I think back and what got me into student government, I was back when I was in speech and debate, I was really excelling in forensics, and at certain times we'd have to ask Senate for certain procedures to be accepted and to do certain things on campus just because we follow Senate and we're under that umbrella. So what got me into Student Senate, I think, is that I wanted a different taste on this campus and I wanted to do something else that wasn't associated with speech and debate. I wanted to broaden my horizon. And I felt that I had the leadership skills really and the communication skills needed to be an effective member of Senate. So that's why I joined. So being student body president is not an easy task. It's actually one of the most difficult and impeding processes or decisions of my life, just because of how I've had to alter my lifestyle and what do I do when certain situations get hit with me. And I think, in retrospect, or thinking back throughout the year, what are some of the biggest things that really I struggled with? And one of them at first was delegation. You go from being peers, being around your peers and being friends with them, to a position that has a lot of power here on the campus and is respected amongst a large amount of people. And being the student body president, I am supposed to delegate out a lot if I want to get a lot done. It's not a one-man team. I have 3 branches that I oversee. And so one thing I really struggled with was delegating out tasks to people that I wasn't usually used to delegating to, like my close friends and strangers. And delegating is an art, being able to persuade or get people to do things that you need done in a timely manner. And that was kind of weird for me, Essentially, I think it's just developing into a person who becomes comfortable with that, but delegation certainly was one of my weakest links in the beginning of the year, and I'm happy to say now that's one of my strongest. Not too much, like a dictatorship or anything, but I feel more comfortable than ever now getting people to motivate them and getting them to accomplish tasks. And additionally, another thing that I struggled with was the pressure of being student body president and being able to deliver as a student body president in terms of what I wanted to get done at this institution during my tenure. And being an elected official, which I am, I have to watch the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I shake hands, like on all realness, and that can get increasingly difficult. When you have to challenge yourself on your bad days to still keep a smile on, and during your most difficult times when you're caught in between work, personal life, academics, and being student body president, keeping that positive mentality so those around you feel that positive mentality. And that's true leadership. I feel like one of the most vital skills, and it's something that I continuously work on and practice during my tenure as student body president. Challenges as coming your way as student body president are inevitable. There's no way around them. They're going to hit you right in the face. Life's going to hit you right in the face. And this year I have really been hit hard with my personal life and here at school, and especially while transferring, and there have been significant challenges and hardships that I've had to endure this year that have ultimately had me grow into a bigger and mentally stronger person, but have also taken my leadership skills to the next level exceptionally. How do I deal with these challenges? Currently I'm actually writing a book, and whether or not it actually gets completed, I hope it does. That's another story, no pun intended, but I'm going to have a chapter in that book on how to deal with these issues, how to address situations and to make those tough decisions that are expected of the president to make. So one way I deal with it, though, is I talk to people that I care about, and I let them know on everything that's inside. And sometimes that can be hard, and so you have to do it with the right individuals, and you have to get it out. Another thing I do is, I like to go to the gym a lot and work out and swim, and that really helps me a lot, keeping my mentality in a place that is calm, cool, and relaxed. And so another thing that I do is I get a lot of sleep, and there's that perception out there that college students don't sleep. Well, what I've learned this year is sleep is absolutely imperative to be a successful person. You strain yourself out over the night, you don't plan accordingly, and you don't get that sleep. It's really going to be a hurdle in your next day to operate at your most optimal level. And for my position, you have to be at the top of your level every single day. You have to bring it. Because people are counting on you to be a leader. People are counting on you to make those tough decisions and to be a voice of assertiveness and integrity and to respect everyone around you and to keep the train moving forward. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of patience. And I learned that if you don't get that sleep, it throws off your psyche totally, and that could really make being a successful student body president difficult. So talking to people you care about and really getting a lot of sleep and working out on a continuous basis have been my ingredients to address hardships and issues that come my way. In hindsight and thinking back about the year, when I really started off, I had a lot of goals along in conjunction with the vice president at that time, Charles Kagua. And thinking back, this, I think, is one of the most successful years that ASCC has ever had in the history of Cerritos College. I say that because of the significant and impactful accomplishments and events and milestones that we have accomplished this year. For example, this past summer, I read an article in National Geographic about veterans, it was about Iraqi military dog handlers. And long story short, it really inspired me to create an event here on campus for Veterans Day that was unprecedented and unlike any other event that has ever occurred. We had over 300 people attend that event. It was completely captivating, which accomplished one of our main goals, was to have the audience engaged the entire time, because I personally felt, as a public speaker and a presenter with much experience, that is always your biggest goal, is to engage your audience and have them consciously listening to you throughout the duration of your event. And that was one of our biggest goals in Veterans Day, and we delivered. We delivered because of the individuals involved to help make that event a reality. The new veteran president, named Christian Hernandez, has filled out a budget request form for the budget committee to allocate funds to that event next year. So it's already built momentum and has become a tradition here at Cerritos College. And it's one of my personal most proud accomplishments that I've ever done in my entire life. Just because of the sincerity and the emotions behind it, and the comments that people told me after the event changed my life, most certainly. Another goal that we had was to implement hydration stations, and we've actually done that. And the purchasing order is now in, and now we're going to have 4 hydration stations implemented throughout the campus, providing the opportunity for students to use less plastic and to participate more in sustainability activities, which goes along with my personal major and how I want to pursue further down the line and immerse myself in some type of field that has to do with green technology or sustainability. And professionalizing the office, we've absolutely done that, and that is another goal that we have accomplished this year, along with one of my personal goals, which I didn't share very publicly, which was to get the student body president and vice president position paid. As everyone knows, that was certainly a fun roller coaster, but I didn't want to get the positions paid for myself, for any personal gain. I wanted to get the positions paid to open up the opportunity to other students on campus who would otherwise not be permitted that opportunity to be in that position because of financial constraints in their personal lives. Being the student body president, you have to be here 5 days a week, throughout every day, talking with students, making time for students, looking them in the eye and saying, I'm listening to your concerns. I'm not on my phone, I'm not on my computer, I'm not worried about work. I'm here, I'm your president, and I'm listening as a leader. A lot of students can't do that. They come here for their classes and then they leave. And it's hard for them to dedicate a significant amount of time to this position. So I said, if I get these positions paid, that's going to enlarge the percentile of students on this campus that can apply. And if we're all about transparency and diversity and student equity and student success here at Cerritos College, that position should not have constraints on it or parameters or boundaries that don't allow a large percentile of students to campaign and fight for it. And so that was one of my goals, and I accomplished it. And now hopefully the budget committee will put aside money next year, whether it's out of their personal account, the students' money, or HR, the district, however we figure it out. Hopefully this tradition will also continue, and we will be able to give back to our student leaders, especially the two, vice president and president, who dedicate so much of their personal time to this institution. When I think about my future, I have a problem, actually. That problem is that I have so much going for me and so much motivation and experience, personal values and leadership skills that I feel can really be an asset to whatever I apply them to. And the issue is I don't know where specifically I want to apply it to. It's kind of ironic, just because of all the success that I've had this year, because of the staff, Dr. Contreras, and all the other students, and you would think I'd have my life pinpointed exactly what I'm going to do. Well, the truth of the matter is that I don't. I know that I'm a good communicator, and I would like to possibly incorporate that with some type of outdoor activity. My major is geography, and with a minor in communications. And the ultimate dream job, I think, would be, one of my goals one day, to work for National Geographic, to be a reporter. Whether that's on television or not, I'm not too sure. But my goals, broadly speaking, since I don't have a specific plan, are to continue to grow as a leader. And that's a lifelong journey. It's one thing I've learned this year. That never stops. So continuing to grow and learn as a leader, as a person, as a friend, and all the other different aspects and relationships that I have in my life, and to transfer to, hopefully, UCLA. I'll hear back in a couple weeks. I've just been accepted to Humboldt State University, so I wouldn't mind attending there either. And by the age of 25, I want to have my first book written, which I'm currently working on right now. It's called The Rise of a Community College Student. I want to have that written and hopefully published and disseminated out for everyone to read. And I think this is going to be my next goal, hopefully about age 26, 27, is to run for office for Los Angeles City Council and represent my district there at that level of government. And who knows? Sky's the limit, and just go from there and continue to treat people right with respect and integrity, and be true to myself, and to always check in on my leadership skills and making sure that I'm the best individual that I can possibly be.